Let's cross the border now, go a little north into Queensland, where the Palaszczuk government is being fairly quiet in the way that it's rushing through some changes to a new telehealth abortion service in Queensland, which has certainly got your attention as a very dangerous thing. This is the first I've heard of this, Wendy, by the way, and so I'm sure there'll be others in that same boat. What's actually happening?
Yes, I'm not surprised it's the first you've heard of it because, again, they are trying to rush it through. They do have the numbers, but they're trying to do this with as little fanfare as possible because what they are doing is a very dangerous move for women in rural areas particularly. And in Queensland, we have a lot of communities that are mainly Indigenous and, again, really dangerous for Indigenous communities. So they're wanting to put through a telehealth abortion service. And, I would say from the outset, abortion by telehealth is not healthcare. This is not healthcare. This is legalising do-it-yourself at-home abortions. So we've got, we used to talk about how terrible at-home abortions were. We are legalising at-home abortions using putting women at risk, but using a controversial drug. It's RU486. And no in-person medical consultation. So we're making abortion obviously more prevalent and more dangerous for women. What this will do will allow women to take abortion drugs without any proper medical supervision. We know that in many instances there's a high percentage. It's a reasonable percentage of women who take this drug and have to have ongoing care because it doesn't actually do what it's supposed to do. And so it's a dangerous drug. Any drug that's going to cause the death of something inside you, obviously, it's a poison, it's going to be dangerous. Yeah. And so we're legalising a dangerous drug for women to end their pregnancies and basically saying this is really easy. This is not something that's easy. It will dramatically increase the number of babies killed in the womb, particularly in Indigenous places, because in Indigenous areas, abortion is still something that is really frowned on because the sense of community, the sense of aunties and family are all there gathering around to care for any baby that is born. This will allow a young woman who is not secure in her pregnancy to actually think that she can actually obtain an abortion easily without anybody even knowing, and it's really a dangerous thing for her because the complications that can arise and need urgent medical care. Nobody's even aware of what she's actually taken because it's been done in secret.
Sorry, you mentioned before remote or rural areas and also Indigenous people. So is this targeted toward people in places where there aren't medical care generally, the idea being to give easier access to an abortion? Is that right?
That's right. So they're saying this, and this was brought up even in COVID. So during COVID time, the Queensland government brought this up that there might be a need for telehealth abortions because people can't get in to see doctors. Well, again, at the time, it was the medical fraternal actually said, no, this is actually really dangerous because we need women to be able to follow up after taking RU486 because of the high incidence of bleeding, the high incidence of it not actually completing an abortion, and so all of the infection that can come, the dangerous side effects that can come afterwards. But now all of a sudden we've got to make sure that abortion is easily accessible and free for any woman who wants to. And I think, some of the problems have arisen. Some of these people who are pushing abortion like they are has come after Roe v. Wade, and it's almost a panic that, hang on a minute, we don't want abortion services to be wound back in our country, so rather than seeing them wound back, we just want to increase them as much as we possibly can and make sure that every woman can access a free abortion whenever, wherever she wants to. But we are completely disregarding the health of our women. This is putting our women at risk.
Mm. Well, engaging with these issues starts with understanding what's going on, and understand that ACL is running a webinar about that. So if you want to learn more about that's happening on Wednesday, the 29th of March, so that's next week, at 7 o'clock Queensland time. This is a Queensland issue, but no doubt what happens in one state does move on and affect others. So details about that on the ACL website, I imagine there, Wendy.
Thank you.